like I planned any of this. And it looks like we're actually right into this game here. Let's take a quick look at our openers. Looks like Jay Malloy is Shansky is mulled to 6. Jay Malloy is snap capped to 7. Let's get into it.
All right.
Jay Malloy also on the play this game, one of the determining factors,
But very, very similar hands. I mean, Omen into Narset. The fact that Josh is on the play, well, I mean, I guess they'll both get to draw off their Omens, and then Narset doesn't care about Narset, so a similar start from both players, and then we're going to have to see if, for instance, the fact that Josh has access to fires while Shane hasn't found one yet is allowed or is able to catapult Josh ahead in this game. And already we have an interesting choice, playing out Birth rather than risking a Narset into counter magic.
This also just gives you a safe turn for fires if you're interested in having it. Plus, it's a game 1. Do they play main deck counter magic?
Oh yeah, it's a game 1. I don't know.
I think that the Jay Malloy play here is just to set up a for sure safe fires on 4 to start taking advantage of a early mana advantage that can snowball from there, and it'll make things really difficult.
Yeah, that makes sense. If you don't have the 4th land, Narset can't find it. What was going on there?
He's resetting his arena. We'll hop over to Shansky's side of the view while Jay Malloy resets his client.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say that looked like a pretty early concession, but
Ahead conceding. I've seen it enough. I'm tired of playing Lukka decks.
So while we're waiting for Jay Malloy to come back, I was just contacted by a friend of ours, Joey, manager at the Wizards Tower. He's given us a promo code that everyone watching the stream or anyone with our promo code can use to get 10% off of Magic singles. The code is DWC4Life. That's all caps, DWC4 as in the number, life, all capitals. So you can use that to get 10% off Magic singles at wizardtower.com. Check them out. Best sponsor of this show, the podcast, all of our events. I'll put it in chat right now as well, which everybody will see. You'll hear me talking about it 7 minutes from now when I put it in chat. But definitely big shout out to Wizard Tower for providing us with that promo code. Head on over to wizardtower.com.
Awesome. And it's a sweet code.
Yeah, that is really sweet. I was actually talking in between a break about ordering. I should have used the promo code. I didn't even, but I ordered today 4 uncommon foils, and they were the most money I've spent on a standard uncommon foil in a very long time. We'll see if anyone in chat can guess what they are in 7 minutes. When I ordered some from the Wizard Tower today.
Yeah, sweet. All right. How long is that code good for? I'm assuming people could watch the rest of this top 8 and buy whichever deck wins.
Oh, Shansky getting Narsetted here.
Yeah, shutting off that Teferi. At least it doesn't shut off all of the Teferi. Like, I mean, the bounce still occurs, but obnoxious nonetheless.
We've seen Narset getting some people today, let me tell you. Getting them.
Yeah, we saw like the most impressive Narset blowout, I think, in the format earlier of a blue Cavalier into Narset, but even the minor things like Teferi. But getting rid of that Narset now.
This might be getting rid of a fires.
Yeah, true. Want to keep things fair. Each play with the lands you have in play. Having to have them for mana.
But of course, the Sharknado plus Lukka going to do some work here, I think. being able to that Sharknado really strong. Being able to clean up the Teferi, can Lukka away the wall, get an agent. Yeah, and Shansky sees the writing on the wall. Maybe even a little upset about the power of that Narset there. Just a tough game. Really good draw from Jay Malloy.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to see how things shake out here for the post-board games. Let's see how they sideboard
this looks like a sideboarding problem. Might have to reset this match.
Yeah.
Yeah, here, let's hop back to the desk while we get the players to reset the match.
Yeah, all right.
That's a problem.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting a sideboard bug here. Arena confirmed more disorganized than we are.
Yeah. Hopefully Shane notices us here. Yeah, he's okay. He's noticed. So they'll be resetting the match, and then we'll jump into their sideboarding for game 2 once they get that fixed. That's a weird bug that you just don't see your cards.
Yeah, it's maybe really strange one.
Maybe it's just a sign that people should be registering things like Team or Clover, where that bug doesn't matter.
Yeah, you don't have to sideboard.
Yeah,
easy.
Just click submit.
I'm gonna run and grab some water while they're resetting their match. You guys can maybe talk about, the Lukka mirror or something. I don't know.
You'll love.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
The mistake I made talking about game 1 there, assuming that there would be counter spells and having to sequence around them, actually starts to apply now. We've seen this mirror a couple times, and it seems like both people, bring in counter spells and try and play this. Not quite cat and mouse, not quite chicken, but they're each kind of like trying to bait out counter spells from the other person so that they can resolve their actually powerful things. And it sort of seems like the matchup is going to resolve around who can sneak enough sort of incidental things under or around counter magic to get some value done.
All right, we're right back into the match and into sideboarding here. Looks like both players opting to trim some copies of Fires of Invention.
Seems to be a pretty standard agreed upon sideboarding strategy for these mirrors.
And
we see the Dovin's vetoes coming in.
Yeah, a few copies of Shatter the Sky heading to the sideboard. Looks like Shansky opting to trim a Bertha Miletus and Jay Malloy deciding to trim 3. So same cards moving in and out, just in different numbers for both players.
Yeah, that's interesting. All right, some opening hands on the way.
All right, so like we've seen in the past matches, Jay Malloy winning game 1 in the mirror on the play. Let's see if Shansky can keep the trend going and take down game 2 while he's on the play. Not a great opener. Hand. The second one's pretty good, though.
This is a fine 6. You can put the agent back. You have basically everything you want, like a card to cycle, a Teferi to shut off the counter magic. You have Omen if you draw into a Lukka. But an equally powerful hand from Josh. Veto to answer the Teferi. Narset is a strong follow-up to find other answers as well. Disenchant for an eventual fires. Both of these hands really good. It's going to be interesting to see how players deploy these against each other.
Yeah, might be in for another slog here.
Yeah, we got time.
I got nothing but time.
All right, Omen of the Sea getting flashed in on Jay Malloy's unstep. Let's take a quick look at what Shansky's looking at here. I expect this agent to head to the bottom.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind keeping the castle. I think castle gives you a pretty hefty advantage in the mirror. It's been really good, I think. just a safe way to ensure that your Lukka has a target. It also helps pressure. Of course, we saw in the mirrors earlier in the Lukka mirrors that sometimes Castle can just win the game from the pressure from the 1/1s, can pressure all the different planeswalkers that the decks are playing. So I don't mind keeping the Castle, but I think you might also want to dig for something more important. And we see Shansky make that decision. So yeah, I think
Rewarded
either
with a
choice
mystical
there is
dispute.
reasonable. Sorry. Would you say, Cam?
I said rewarded with a mystical dispute. Shane
Oh
was
yeah.
kind of playing the game of bluffing, having a counterspell, but now they each kind of, have their counterspells to check the other player, and so they both have to be playing around this.
Yeah, the difference I think in these hands is that Malloy's hand, it just has so much gas in it. It feels like by comparison, the double Narset seems like it could just do so much work. But it depends, if Shansky's able to somehow sneak a Teferi in or something along these lines, it could also do a ton of work. Or potentially these tokens just start chipping away and end up mattering.
Yeah, we might see. So, I agree that Malloy's hand is very strong, but for instance, it has a Disenchant and an Aether Gust, which are obviously very strong sideboard cards, but they're answers to Fires or Lukka itself. But if Shane just doesn't draw those cards and plays like a control plan, those might end up being dead and kind of in an awkward way being what kills it for Malloy.
All right, sign out in chat's letting everybody know that if you want to use that code DWC4Life to get 10% off Magic Singles at wizardtower.com, the code is good until the end of May.
You
Nice.
love to see it.
I haven't, but this, honestly, quarantine has been the longest stretch of time I've gone without buying a single Magic card since I started playing Magic in 2011.
Yeah, well,
I literally
yeah,
have
it's been a long time.
I've not bought any Magic cards since quarantine started.
That's
I did today.
Code.
But you best believe, I'm going to do it now. Now that we got this code.
Yeah, I ordered some a couple hours ago. I robbed myself. I could have had 10% off. I regret nothing, though.
All right, Shansky first to the board here with an Omen of the Sun, getting in for 2 damage.
Yeah, taking off 10% of Malloy's starting life total. Which Malloy gets right back.
All the work undone.
All right, both players still hitting all their land drops. Neither one having deployed their real sort of powerful cards that we were talking about. Like Narsets haven't left Malloy's hand yet. The Teferi hasn't left Shane's hand, but finally a Narset's on the stack.
Yep. Don't mind running that one out there. We've got two copies, so trading it for a Mystical Dispute is a pretty good exchange for you. Shansky down
and that sequencing with the land, this is also something that we had discussed in previous matches, but it shows that Malloy is really valuing this veto for other targets, things other than, Narset or protecting his Narset, because he could have vetoed that dispute if he wanted.
Yeah, notably not playing that land till after. Yeah, like you were saying, there was no way Jay Malloy was planning to cast the Dovin's veto on a Mystical Dispute, so delaying the land until after you exchange your Planeswalker with a counterspell hides information from Shansky.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nice little minor detail there.
Also, I think you want to save those really, impactful counter spells like Dovin's Veto for the really impactful spells, like a Teferi that we saw a counter there, or something like an ECD even. Yeah, exactly. Shansky probably digging for a counter spell here.
With 1 mana up, though, he can only cast Dispute, which could get paid for.
Taking a look at Agent and Lukka on top of the deck.
Both of them staying there. That makes sense. You have your 7th land in hand, so you get to just, land Agent next turn.
Oh, Mystical Dispute found off the Teferi draw.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Huge find there.
Yeah, massive.
It counters whatever Shane goes to play for. I mean, it counters Agent for 1, but Malloy can hardcast it, and Shane can't pay for any of his 5-mana spells either.
Yeah, and until that draw there, Jay Malloy didn't have any answer to this agent, but now just a
Yeah.
clean 1 mana exchange for 7 mana.
Oh, that's
a
got to
knee
feel
draw.
bad.
huge tempo swing there.
Ooh, now fires.
And can't really play the fires here if you want to stop a Lukka, but I don't know. He doesn't know for sure, so he might. But with the Aether Gust in hand, we've seen people all day with counter magic in hand not bother, and a Lukka picked up there is huge. I think that Malloy is looking pretty close to ending this game.
Yeah, I like the patience here. Like we alluded to earlier in a Jeskai Lukka mirror match, the key to losing the mirror match is deploying fires too early. So I like sitting back on it, holding up Aether Gust, and not letting your opponent pull one over you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, really heads up play from Malloy. Just really heads up play all day from Jay Malloy and Shansky. Really good players. But I think this game might be slipping out of reach for Shansky here.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
mystical dispute that Josh found was really the turning point.
brutal tempo exchanges on the past 2 turns for Shansky. Trading 7 mana for 1 mana from Jay Malloy the turn before, and now 5 mana for 2. It's really setting him back.
Yeah, that's not the way that you'd like to be spending your mana. It's not what they teach you in mana business school.
It's the opposite of buy low, sell high.
God damn
Got it.
All right, here's the turn. Lukka, Coppercoat Outcast coming down. We're going to turn a 1/1 into an Agent of Treachery. Probably steal a terrain. Who knows? Oh, going after the 1/1. Want to be absolutely safe from a Lukka off the top of the deck.
Mm-hmm. And there's not really a terrain here that cuts them off of anything significant if you steal it. So,
and then next turn you have the Yorion if you'd like, and then you can leave up a Dovin's video, reset your Narset, reset your Planeswalkers, and there's the Lukka off the top that does nothing from the play from Malloy. So really playing around possible top decks here.
Amazing play from Malloy. Yeah, and now his Lukka can get another agent, which Yorion can flicker both. Oh, and a Narset on the other side, turning these just into scries.
Yup.
Leaving counterspells on top into a Teferi, that's a virtual concession.
Yeah, this is the concession, essentially. Yeah, tough out from Shansky here, and Malloy just picking him up, setting up everything. Yeah, Shane knows it.
Those are the very frustrating games to lose, because at every point in that game, Shane probably felt like, I'm about to turn it around. Now I can stabilize. And at every point, Josh had the perfect answer.